Hello children, once again I'm here with the chemical properties of aldehydes and ketones. See, already we have discussed about the preparations of aldehydes and ketones. So today we are discussing certain chemical reactions of aldehydes and ketones. And among the chemical reactions of aldehydes and ketones, first we talk about or we discuss about the nucleophilic addition reactions and nucleophilic addition and elimination reactions. You know about nucleophile. A nucleophile is a negative species, and here there are carbonyl carbons. There is a carbonyl group in aldehydes and ketones, C double bond O. Because C is having a double bond with oxygen, and oxygen is having a tendency to drag the electron towards itself, there you will be seeing certain electrophilicity on the carbon in aldehydes and ketones. This leads to nucleophilic addition reactions. But these nucleophilic addition reactions, they undergo in two steps actually. The step 1 is a little bit slow one, and step 2 is faster. And these are reversible reactions. And intermediate is formed, and the intermediate is immediately taking the proton and it is converted into a stable compound. Here we come across with the nucleophilic addition reactions. There are many products like cyanohydrin, like sodium hydrogen sulfite white crystalline addition product. You have acetals, you have ketals, and also you have imine derivatives. So here I go with certain important nucleophilic addition reactions in aldehydes and ketones. So here to start with, I am starting with cyanohydrin. You know that aldehydes and ketones are having carbonyl carbon C double bond O, which results in nucleophilic addition reaction. Cyanohydrin, in the sense here I am writing how to represent an aldehyde or a ketone. This is the way how we will be representing an aldehyde or ketone. This, when it comes in contact with HCN, hydrogen cyanide. This is HCN, and here I say it's a reversible reaction actually, and this is done in the presence of an basic catalyst, so that Cn minus the nucleophile is generated in a very high rate, and you know that this bond is displaced and O is dragging the electron cloud such that you have O minus, and here C attains a positive charge. I am talking about the electrophilic nature or electrophilicity of that carbon. Now in this case, H is having a positive charge and Cn is having a negative charge. So this positive carbon, the plus charge of the carbon, is nullified by the connection or addition of Cn minus, and H plus comes here, such that a new compound is formed, namely cyanohydrin. This is what we call it as cyanohydrin. If I take an aldehyde, I will be putting R as well as H, and definitely I will be putting R and H, and here also R as well as H. So this is called cyanohydrin. I hope everyone understood. Aldehydes and the ketones, they react with hydrogen cyanide, and an intermediate compound is formed, and that is again generated, like here you can say in H plus, again cyanohydrin is formed. Now we move on to the next one. The second one is sodium hydrogen sulfite addition compound. It's a white crystalline product. How is it done? Again, so again I am taking an aldehyde here, R C H double bond O. This is made to react with NaHSO3. NaHSO3 is sodium hydrogen sulfite. Okay, and here there is a plus charge and here there is a minus charge. This is the nucleophile which I am talking about, hydrogen sulfite. Now again this is moving this side such that again this is an reversible reaction, and here see, remember here these reversible reaction aldehydes, the right hand side is very high because the reaction move forwards, and if I take a ketone, the reaction mode, or let me say the rate of reaction, is less because of steric hindrance, because in ketones, two R groups, they hinder the electrophilic carbon. Okay. Now as come back to this CO minus, and here as usual H, and here you have a plus charge. Now HSO3 minus comes here like this, SO3H, and then sodium comes here. But here what is happening, because I said it's a white crystalline solid, so here a proton transfer is done. This is moving at this side and this is moving this side, such that R, C, O, H, and here SO3Na. So here you can see this is a sodium salt, sodium white crystalline salt. So this is white crystalline product. So this is also a nucleophilic addition reaction. These are the first two. We go with the next reaction. Please take a click. Now here acetals. Acetals are again the nucleophilic addition products which are made by when aldehydes come in contact with alcohols. So acetals, coming to acetals, aldehydes react with monohydric alcohols. You know, when there is only one OH group connected to the carbon, we call them as monohydric alcohols, and if two OH groups are connected, we call them as dihydric and poly, and go on. So here I am talking about acetal. Acetals are formed when aldehydes react with alcohols. Then you will be getting hemiacetals first of all, and again hemiacetals are converted to acetals. So now I am going to explain you, like I am taking an aldehyde, as I tell you, R, C, double bond O, single bond H. This is the way how it is easy to remember the structure of an aldehyde. This comes in contact with an alcohol, R-OH. I'm just representing R- to tell you that there is another alkyl group. Now as before, the bond is displaced, O is getting minus charge, C attains a positive charge. Here in this case, this is the part which is acting as a nucleophile and this is acting as an electrophile, or let me say it's a positive species. So here, please everyone see, RO minus is the nucleophile. So an intermediate compound is formed, here as usual R, here H, here O, and here OR dash, and H comes here. So you can see here there is an alcohol group and there is an alkoxy. OR dash is alkoxy group. So alkoxy alcohol, this is called as an alkoxy alcohol, which is also called as hemiacetals. These are called as hemiacetals. So once again I repeat, alkoxy alcohol. Such type of intermediate products are called as an hemiacetals, and these hemiacetals are again treated with another alcohol, R-OH. But remember, the first condition is done in the presence of dry HCl gas. These are the questions which you have to remember. These are the let me say objective questions. Dry HCl gas, and then here in this case you will be taking HCl, that is dilute HCl, which is a mineral acid which gives H plus proton. In this case, here the H is replaced by R dash, such that you can see the compound CO R dash. Again here one more O R dash is present and H. You can see here there is no OH, instead there are two alkoxy, dialkoxy compound is formed, and these two alkoxy groups are connected to the same carbon. If they are connected to same carbon, we call it as geminal. So if they are connected to adjacent, we call them as vicinal, and if they are connected to the same carbon, we call them as geminal. Geminal dialkoxy compound, and these are called as acetals. These are called acetals. Once again I repeat, what are acetals? Acetals are the compounds or the nucleophilic addition compounds when aldehydes react with alcohols. An intermediate hemiacetal is formed, that is alkoxy alcohol, and that is again in turn converted into geminal dialkoxy compounds called acetals. Right? Please take a click. Now, after acetals, we come with ketones. Ketones are also nucleophilic addition products which are made, which are formed when ketones react with dihydric alcohols. Here I mean dihydric alcohols or glycols. Here I am taking ethane 1,2-diol or ethylene glycol. So a cyclic compound is formed, and that cyclic compound is called as a ketone. And here actually in the first case we'll be taking dry HCl gas, which facilitates the electrophilicity of carbon to undergo this ketone reaction. Now here ketones are nothing but when ketones react with glycols. And you know that what are glycols? Glycols are dihydric alcohols where two hydroxyl groups are present in an organic compound. So I am representing a ketone R, C, double bond O, and again there is another R. This is the way to represent a ketone. This ketone comes in contact with a glycol. I am taking ethylene glycol, CH2 bond CH2. In both the carbons are with hydroxyl. We also call this as ethane 1,2-diol. So I am writing the IUPAC name, ethane 1,2-diol. This is called glycol. This is ethylene glycol, and this is a ketone. Now in this case, first of all, it is done in the presence of dry HCl gas. So in order to forward the reaction, we will be taking dry HCl gas, which protonates. This dry HCl gas protonates the oxygen with the protons, and such that the electrophilicity is increased, which facilitates towards the forward reaction to form the ketone. So here please listen everyone. Here along with addition reaction, one molecule is eliminated. What is that water molecule? What is that eliminated molecule? That is water molecule. Here I am taking away the oxygen which is present in aldehyde or ketone. This oxygen is removed along with two hydrogens in the form of water molecule. Okay. The forward reaction is done in the presence of dry HCl gas. Now what is happening? The whole other molecule is coming in contact with the ketone in such a way that R both are connected to C. Now this double bond is like this. You are making two bonds with oxygen, which is in turn with CH2, like this. So a cyclic compound is formed here. This cyclic compound is called as ketone. So in the before case, when aldehydes react with alcohols, there also water molecule is eliminated, acetals are formed. And when ketones react with ethylene glycols or any glycol, then you are obtained with ketones. So today we have discussed about cyanohydrin, we have discussed about white crystalline compound, and then we discussed about acetals as well as ketones. And in the last class I told you how these aldehydes and ketones, when they come in contact with certain Grignard reagents, they give us 1 degree, 2 degree and 3 degree alcohols respectively. So if you take methanol, then that is a formaldehyde or lower aldehyde, when it comes in contact with Grignard reagent, it forms an adduct which is hydrolyzed to form primary alcohol. And if you take a higher aldehyde reacts with Grignard reagent to form an adduct which gives you secondary alcohol. And if you take a ketone reacts with Grignard reagent and then further hydrolyzed to give a 3 degree or tertiary alcohols. So in this way, cyanohydrins, white crystalline compound, reaction with Grignard reagents, acetals and ketones. These are the different chemical properties which include addition compounds. Not only that, part 2, next class I am going to explain you imine derivatives, that is ammonia and ammonia derivatives. They combine with this carbonyl compound, namely aldehydes or ketones, and imine derivatives are formed. Okay, so keep practicing chemistry and see you in the next class.